What's up, everybody? We got Sam here.
What's up?
And he's got this super rad bus back here, and he's gonna give us a little tour of this thing and share a little bit of his story with us. And we're gonna get into that right now.
Hi, I'm Sam Dussel, and this is the Serendipity bus. We're gonna go ahead and take a look around the outside of it and see what's cool. All right, here we are with the Serendipity bus. This is a 77 Ford B500 school bus, and it's got a very classic look to it, which is one of the things that drew me to it. And of course, I got my Serendipity logo up there that I made myself because I love the mountains. I love being up in the outdoors, in nature. And so having that little bit of escape tied right into the logo was important for me. Right up here, I've got under my solar shower, my winch, which has saved me and my fellow nomads quite a few times. It's a lifesaver, and so I wouldn't do anything other than having a winch up front. It also holds a lot of my extra fluids and sauce for the bus. So my hood ornament is custom. This howling wolf is something that I put on there because it really calls to me, and going down the road, having this just at the forefront is beautiful. So it's got the original motor and transmission in it, V8 power. I've got my starting battery and then my extra batteries, my diesel fuel, tools. Got some dried mushrooms, just in case they're growing over here. I've got a shovel and a rake. All kinds of stuff fits under here, so it's pretty awesome. So I've got my home batteries, or my house batteries, here under the hood, as well as my starting battery. These are all set up on an isolator though, so my alternator charges all my batteries when the bus is running, but it disconnects them when they're sitting. So I can drain these batteries down off my inverter, and I can always start my bus. All right, over on this side you can see my chimney, which we'll talk about the fire or the wood stove when we get inside, but I like to have this stuff with me, this rug and my table, outdoor stuff, because when you pull up you can just make a whole scene all for yourself. Let's go around the back. All right, here off the back I've got my DRZ 400. It is an awesome bike for just getting anywhere you want to go, and so I made this rack that'll hold it off the back so I can just park the bus, rip miles on my motorcycle. Not much going on over on this side, but we do have just that original bus look, which was really important to me. I wanted it to look like it was, who knows, going on in there. And I get asked a lot, is this thing, all built out? That's also probably because I added limo tint on all the windows, so nobody can see in. It's really nice to have that privacy. All right, let's go on inside, but you might notice I actually have a door handle. That's because I converted the original bus doors into one single door, which allows me to easily open and close that and lock it like a normal house. Let's go inside. All right, once you're inside, you are now in the Zen zone. I've got a lot of my copper artwork and different cool rocks, stuff to display up here on the dash, and I'll put down the things that are gonna fall when I'm driving, but for the most part, I have this whole area as a display, which I really, really love. You notice that my captain's chair up here in the front swivels around, which makes for a really nice comfy seat where you can just relax and, take a load off right up front. Of course, you spin it right around and you're in driver mode, which allows you to operate this thing. Now, it's got a manual transmission, which is really cool. custom 8-ball shifter on there, of course, but it makes it quite the experience to drive. It's also all original here, very old school. Now I did replace the steering wheel with this aftermarket steering wheel, which is pretty awesome. I haven't noticed any difference in drivability, and it makes it a lot easier to just kind of have my seat here. I also replaced the original rearview mirror, so it had the giant one, but now I have this sleek one, and in addition to that, it's actually got cameras built into it. So one in the front, and then one off the back here, which allows me to see behind me, see my motorcycle or any traffic, that sort of thing, and record that for later. Pretty swank. So over here on my control panel, I've added a level bubble, as well as for my wipers, I added a delay switch, which allows me to control the timing of the lights, the wipers, I mean. I also have all my heater controls, and then right here, I actually have a voltmeter, and it's got both battery banks with the flip of a switch. So I've got my starting battery and then my house battery, so I can always monitor both. So starting along this side, I've got my wood stove. Now this is all custom made because I wanted to have a wood stove that would fit a full length piece of wood. So I don't have to cut my logs down. I do split them down into little pieces because it's really efficient, but other than that, it's a really, really nice way to heat your bus when it's cold, like below freezing cold. I also have this panel that fits right into the window, and so I can just simply take the chimney down, out of the way, and have my window back. And in the summer, I'll actually take the entire stove out and just have room for more activities. Next to that, I've got my cooler, which is all I'm rocking right now for food storage because that's good enough. It does hook up to the batteries though, so it can just stay cool. Behind that, I've got my table slash dinette area. So this table I created myself. It's got a leg that braces it from underneath, and that way you can sit on the cooler and sit on the bed and have a nice place to eat. I also designed this so that below here in the shelves, everything can be stored and held in place when the table is in the down position. Above the table, I've got my monitor. This allows me to do photo editing or just watch a movie when I'm hanging out. It's on a swivel so I can point it wherever I need to and kind of be chill. Same as with my lamp, so I can have light wherever I need it. Back here is my bed. I've got this oak board that I lined with dowel so that it's nice and sturdy. And in addition to that, I also designed it so that it's like a futon. And this part back here, leaning up against the wall, is additional bed. So when I need to set it up at night, I can simply pull it out. And then I have a big bed to lay on, which is really, really awesome. In the morning, pull it up, push it back. You've got a lot of space in here again. Not only that, but it has storage built underneath. So I've got all my camping and backpacking gear stored under there. Over on the top here, I've added these shelves that allow me to just have a lot of knickknacks and storage for stuff, more of my trees, as well as books, projects. I wanted to have everything nice and held in place with a good lip, so everything in here doesn't really fall out when I'm driving because it's held by that nice lip. Back here, got my ukulele, my hats, and then some of my artwork that I've created over the years. So here in the back, I've got my original door, and without the motorcycle there and my bed designed this way, I've got it full access, so I can actually bring big things into the bus or load up a load or whatever I might need to, which is really awesome. I've also got curtains that I made that fit all the windows and can just drop right down and just make it really nice and dark in here. In addition to that, I've added this privacy filter to all my back windows, so this area really becomes nice and like a bedroom, which I appreciate. Over on this side, I've got my bathroom. slash storage. So this allows me to have a small cassette toilet, tools, longboard, all that sort of stuff. I also have some insulating panels, which, pro tip for y'all, I added some paper maps to mine so that when I put them in the windows, they actually look pretty cool. I only use these when it's really cold or really hot though. Next to that, I've got my closet that I designed, and similar to a lot of closets, it has bifold doors because I wanted to keep the space they open to a minimum. This makes it really easy to just have all my clothes in here, find what I'm looking for, hang them up, keep them nice, as well as motorcycle helmets and all the extra stuff that I might just need to shove in here. Close the door. Under that, I've got storage for clothes and random stuff, and drawers that actually open perfectly and close perfectly, so it's pretty nice. Moving towards the front, you get into the kitchen area. What I've done here is created a countertop that's at the windows because I wanted to keep that open as much as possible. But then right here, I integrated a countertop that's high up. And so this pops up as well, and I've got a really nice surface where I can chop things and work that's not down at that window height. In addition to that, I was able to put some of my electrical behind this that's going to operate lights. Haven't installed those yet, but it's always an ongoing process. I also have some storage I built here for spices and teas, and that just disappears right into the cabinet. And then below the sink, I kept it really easy as well with 5 gallons of fresh water and then gray water. And so I don't have any tanks underneath or any holes through the floor. Just not quite there yet. Plus, this is really all I want to handle at this time. It's easy to just get 5 gallons. It's easy to take care of 5 gallons. And then I've got trash and my pack raft and other fun stuff under there. And then on this side, pantry along with all the utensils and things for the kitchen. Up top, I've got tons more storage. So all the way from the closet to the front, I've got storage for gear and cameras and everything that I might want to just be able to throw up here or grab. It's also nice because it's kind of like a display, so it's where you visually look, and I put a lot of artwork up here and stuff. You might also notice that I've got some plates on the ceiling, which it's all magnets. So because I still have my metal roof, I can put magnets on all my stuff, and I sure do. I've got magnets on my plates, magnets holding thermometers up, magnets holding my hats, magnets holding everything. I love magnets. Up front here is the memory wall, as it were, and this was of course all blank when I got it, except for one sticker from the local drag strip where I got the bus, which is pretty cool. But I've added the rest of these, and it's all part of the journey. You know, you've got different brands or different events, artwork and things that I've created, as well as memories from along the way. So it's really awesome to have this, and I need even more room now. So down here by the footwell, I've got my diesel heater, which is a nice supplement to the wood stove, because of course you can't turn that on with a push of a button while laying there in bed. So I'll use this quite a bit, and it's just mounted there. And then I've got some tubing that I connect when I'm running the heater, but otherwise it's basically out of the way. I've got storage for my boots and my shoes, and then right here is my inverter. So the house batteries that are under the hood run to this, and then I can always run my power right off of there. And as I get things wired in more and more, I can add them to this or hardwire them. So dude, it's so good to run into you at the bakery and then end up here.
Yeah, so this wasn't planned at all. We were I have another friend in town, and we were like, hey, let's go to the bakery and get some coffee and whatever. And I was like, oh, check out that bus. And then Sam rolls out, and I'm like, I know that guy. So it was kind of really cool. And he has such a rad bus here that I really just wanted to show it to you guys. And obviously I'm doing this tour a little bit differently. Like, I want to obviously show his build, But I really want to get into the story too, and that's what this section's going to be about. I don't know. I want to do things the way I want to do it.
Yeah, it's all about the story, journey.
Yeah. So I guess my first question is like, how'd you get this thing? Like, Well, I guess my first thought is like, what made you want to do a bus? Did it just happen, or did you like go into it trying to get a bus?
No, that's a great question. And so like, I think it was all started with an idea. So when I was backpacking, about 5 or 6 years ago now, I was just traveling light and traveling fast, and I wanted a space that could kind of like work for the winter after hiking all summer. And so I saw this thing on the side of the highway, and I was like, wait a minute, turn around, go back. And so somebody had it for like 10 years or more since the school had let it go, and just never really did anything with it. So it was just all empty inside already. And yeah.
Did it run?
Yeah, and the guy started it up and said good luck, and I took it down the highway. A couple hours back home, and yeah, it's been like that ever since, just fixing things as they happen, but otherwise, yeah, I love this thing.
Can we ask what you paid for this?
Certainly, yeah, I picked this up for $3,000 as it sat. Yeah.
How long ago was that? When was that?
That was like the end of 2015, so kind of before buses were hot, but also it takes a certain kind of person to work on an older bus, keep it running, to appreciate the way that they did things back in the day.
Yeah. He did mention earlier, this is an old bus. You want to just give him the year again?
Yeah, so this is a 77. It looks even older, and either way, it's too old for most places. I've never taken this to a shop. I went to a tire shop, but I do all my own electrical, brakes, everything on it that I've needed to. So I've kept it running, and some of it has been on the side of the road, but for the most part, you plan ahead and you can stay running for a long time. So
you bought the bus off the side of the road, right? You had hopes and dreams and happiness. So like, was this build, did you like go into this build like, I'm gonna build, like, was basically what I'm asking, was this like a little bit here and there, or did you just jump in here and build this thing out at once,
That's a great question. Yeah, so it was kind of like I had this and I didn't quite need it yet. I wasn't like living in it. I wasn't nomadic, but it was an awesome weekend warrior for probably the first year or so. And then, yeah, I needed a place to live, and I was going to go up into Washington and do some backpack guiding. And so I would park the bus and use that as like a base camp and go up into the mountains. And so I just built it out really simple and beautiful, and I loved it like that. And that was 2 renditions back. So every time I get tired of it, I'll just kind of clean everything out and rebuild it.
So a lot of people might want to know, like, you bought the bus for $3,000, which right now it'd be hard to buy a bus for $3,000. But so you bought the bus for $3,000. What are we looking at? So they just seen this whole bus. If you had to estimate like how much you spent on building this, because what do you think you're at total? Just so people can have an idea.
I didn't keep really records of it, and so I don't know. But yeah, at least another $3,000 or more, and that's not including like all the maintenance stuff. That's just kind of for the build out. But I also used a lot of like reclaimed materials and stuff that I could get on the cheap, and so like these were old 2x4s that I planed down and made into this tabletop, and the guy was just giving them away. And same with the kitchen, I used reclaimed cedar. And so if you know what you're looking for and like how to use it, stock up those resources for your bus, and you'll save a lot of time and money. But
so you're definitely under $10,000.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
Nice.
I would say so.
Nice.
But I've kept it really simple, like you were seeing with even my battery system and my plumbing and everything. And I appreciate that, because the more you spend, the more you're kind of setting your expectation that it will work, or that you even need that. When I first started, like I was saying, this thing was just empty, and I'd just kind of throw a cot and use my camp stove, and it was epic because I'd been in a tent. And so this is all you need.
I think that's something I want to even talk about, is like, I feel like in the last couple of years, people, I feel, is my opinion, I feel like people are just trying to make the most fancy, outrageous thing they can do for whatever their reason is, and I think like the point of what you're doing, like to have a place when you're done back or be nomadic, like I think that's getting lost right now. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like people are trying to copy this bus or make this the fanciest bus or spend 20 grand on electrical for no reason. You know, it's like the whole point for me was to just have my own home. It was with insurance policy is why I started. I wanted a place that was mine no matter what. Whether I had a house, whether I had an apartment, it didn't matter. Like, if I had a bus, I had a home. And it just did something for me mentally. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
So it's like, I don't know. I'm sure you feel that way with this. It's like you have this house. No matter what situation you have going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's truly a blessing. And it's like, I always like to say, geography is destiny. So when you have something that you can take and go around, you're going to just have way better experiences because you can make those experiences exactly what you want. And I do feel that some people are losing sight of that a little bit, but at the same time, that's the journey of it. And yeah.
Truth. And we're all different. We all have our reasons for everything. So
yeah, I mean, some people can't live without a shower. Some people can't even live without Wi-Fi or a cell phone signal. But when you know about public land and national forest and BLM land, there are unbelievable amounts of places to go to and explore that you pull up and you're home. And so all you need is six wheels.
6 wheels?
6 wheels and oh, we get just the win. 6 wheels and a good time.
How long have how long have you been in like this rendition of this bus? A year?
So kind of when the pandemic hit and everything started shutting down, I just pulled back up to my folks' house, and my dad's got a big wood shop there and a metal shop, and so it was a perfect place to work on the bus, and I started into it, and it was a lot of work, and I just spent like a lot of long days, wake up in the morning, start working on it all day until the evening, because I set a date that I wanted to hit the road and be somewhere, and made that happen. So some things didn't end up perfect, but good enough.
But
they're still working.
You're on the road and you're having making memories and making experiences.
Exactly. Yeah. So set that goal for yourself, and makes it a lot more realistic that you actually get on the road. And you don't need it to be perfect.
Yeah, and that's one thing I want to say too is like I'm a firm believer in like having a deadline, because it's like it's so easy to be like, oh, I'm gonna go hang out with my friends this weekend, or oh, I'm gonna go do this, or I'm gonna do that. But if you have like a goal in mind, like I want to be on the road by this day, it changes your decision making in between. It's like your friend might be like, hey, let's go do this, but in the back of your mind, you're like, I want my bus done by this date. So instead of it just being like, okay, let's go, you might say no, so you can get. And it's just a mental thing. Like I'm a real big believer in deadlines. Like whether you hit them or not, I feel like it just gets you. It keeps you on track for me personally.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think then through that you realize what's realistic to set as a goal and what you even need. And so, yeah, I mean, we've got a buddy who was at Descend on Bend last year who just went down to Arizona, like 2,000 miles in a bus that's just totally empty. It's like half the insulation's in the wall. Doesn't matter, you just go down, you have a good time in the desert, and, hit the road back. It's all part of it. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely plan on making more improvements around here. I mean, I literally just put this bed together last week because the other one wasn't working out, and so like you have an idea, you think about it, you get the materials, and then you just make it happen.
Totally. A lot of people might be wondering like, yeah, okay, cool, you built this bus for less than 10 grand, which is really achievable for a lot of people, but a lot of people, I think what stops them from going down this road is money. They're like, so I guess my question is, and what a lot of people, these people might be wondering is like, how are you staying on the road? Like, do you have a business? Are you doing, like, you know what I mean? Like, how are you sustaining this?
Totally, yeah. Well, you definitely have to live on the cheap, but I work a lot of different jobs. So in the summertime, I'll do like adventure guiding. So last summer I was up on Mount Adams in Washington, and I was taking people up to the summit, you know, on multi-day excursions up to 12,000 feet, and you just meet people up there in the backcountry and take them out and stuff. And so this was the perfect base camp. And then in the winter, when there's less of that going on, I definitely have been keeping myself busy. I make a lot of these pieces of artwork, and so these are different wire trees that I made out of reclaimed electrical wire. So there's always a little scrap piece left over because they cut it too long rather than too short. And then I was kind of inspired by that, so I've been making a lot of these, and a lot of bus folk have them on their dash now, so that's been really awesome. And then photography, and I mean, I make a lot of different stuff. So
where if
expand your horizons.
If they want to buy one of these, do you have like a website or?
Totally, yeah. You could go to samdussel.com, and you can see a lot of the ones I have available now. And then I also have Instagram at Dussel Creations.
Yeah.
And on there, you can see some of my latest works, and I've been doing a lot of custom, you know, certain colors for people's builds, or something that really matches their energy, their aura, which has been fun.
Yeah, and I'm gonna put links to all of his stuff in the description below in this video. So if you want to follow his journey, you want to help support his journey by buying a tree here, like all that will be available down below. And I don't know, I love buses like this, where it's like you do the best you can with what you got, and you make it happen.
Heck yeah.
You know, and then you're living on the road and you're doing what you got to do to survive. I feel like that's the realness of it. I love it.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing I really love about that kind of thing. You know, so I really like this bus, and that's why we're sitting down here doing this, because I wanted to share this creation. This is a piece of art, and I wanted to kind of share his story.
Thank you, dude. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how when you open yourself up to, you know, the abundance of life, it's abundant back to you. So if you worry and you fret and you wonder, oh, when am I going to break down, or what if something happens, it will. But if you don't, it's all going to be just fine, because it always is. And so I've gone places that I never would have thought I ever would have because of this bus, and like the respect and the waves that you get in a bus are totally different than any other vehicle, you know. So it's truly amazing.
Awesome, man. Is there anything you would like to share, a message or anything for these guys?
Just a big thank you to everybody who's watching this, for sure. I mean, it's all part of the community that we're building together, and you know, thank you to you, Isaac and Jaylena, for having me.
Yeah.
Looking forward to sharing a lot more in the future, because we gotta make this count. So.
That's right. All right, everybody. So this is Sam. This is his sweet bus, the Serendipity bus, and you also have a YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, that's going to be the Serendipity Bus Life, or Serendipity Bus Life, and that's all going to be linked together and stuff. So just getting some videos out now. So
thank you for sharing your story and your rig here, and I'm gonna, again, if you guys want to follow his journey or see what he's got going on, I'm gonna have links to all his stuff in the description below. And I'm grateful. I don't know, the universe just kind of brought us together today.
Truly,
you know what I mean?
And that's one of the main reasons I went with the Serendipity bus, because it happens so serendipity. When you're just going with the flow, and when you're just like in a big obvious vehicle, everything happens serendipitous.
That's right. All right, you want to say bye?
Totally, yeah. We will see you in the next video.
Yeah, and go hit the lens with the peace out.
Peace out.